name's Sarah Roberts. I use any pronouns, and I will be playing Lucy, the changeling magus, currently going by the name Kyra and Kiera in game. And she also uses any pronouns. That's me.
I'm Jen. I go by she, her. I'll be playing Anthony Silverhorn, the cavern elf inventor. He goes by he, him. He has a little robot pal named Soon, and he also goes by he, him.
Hello, everybody. I am RJ. Today I'm playing Titus Valentine Monsieur LaRue, and we both go by he, him. He is a ranger, and I am a menace.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robin, and I shall be playing Annelisse, the half-elven bard. We both go by she, her.
And hello, everyone. My name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp on the interwebs, and I will be your friendly GM. Maybe not friendly characters, but friendly GM. I go by she, they, and I'll be playing the world around us. So before we get into the game, let's do a little bit of a recap. Last session, after getting information from Rasha, the owner of the general store, and the thief who took Annelise's loot, the party finds out that the small resting stop has been plagued by a man named Xavier and his lackeys, who they just saw leaving the store after threatening Rasha. They've been shaking down the business owners for protection fees, and those that can't afford them, well, the burned down building next to the general store tells the story of the consequences. Rasha explains that to get for Annelisse to get her loot back, she will have to go to Xavier's hideout, as she had used it as payment before for her protection fees, quote unquote. And the party, after planning and early scouting the hideout, they devised a plan to have Lucy, aka Kyra, aka Kiera, infiltrate under the guise of a lost damsel. So Kyra had convinced most of the lackeys, but Xavier seemed to have seen through her guise, and she finds herself now hands bound behind her back in a storage room with Xavier. So, Kiera. The room is dimly lit by a few candles on the wall. You see the flames that cast a shadow that play on the sharp angles of the face of Xavier. Full black beard with some gray hair, cut short, longer on top, pushed back. You can see the starting of some gray stripes on the sides of his hair on his temples. And there is a glint in his eyes. You don't know if it's the flame of the candles illuminating the room or if there's something else in there. But he sits on a chair in front of you as he placed you on top of a box. And he leans back. You know, you are really good at what you do. You had me for the first half, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think you know who you're dealing with.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What?
I suppose we are continuing with the act. That's fine. But I'm not a fool, Miss Kiera. However you wish to present yourself. I'm aware that some of your companions were here earlier today. Cavern selling herbs, flowers, gloss cat, all that stuff. Doesn't help that I saw you all together at the general store. Should really cover up your tracks a little bit more.
They came out here? She turns her head to the side and looks at him confused.
Be determined, I like that. But that's fine. I have all the time in the world. We can play this slow. We could do this the easy way. You tell me why you're here and why you came into my domain. We could do this the hard way. It's your choice. What I would hate. And you see him stand up and step closer to you. Takes a lock of your hair through 2 fingers to ruin such a pretty face.
I really don't know what you're talking about. I met them and they were supposed to take me where I want to go. I'm sorry if they came out here and bothered you, but I was after the shop I went back to the tavern to drink, and okay, I'm sorry. I may have swiped the bottle of alcohol. Please don't tell the tavern owner. She really, really scares me. She's very, very tall. But I thought that I could sell it in the next town, and I don't have anything else because no one's hiring dancers anymore, and I don't...
Make a deception roll with disadvantage.
Here's my skills. That's a 12. I'm going to spend a hero point to reroll that.
You can definitely do that. You got hero points.
Oh, how do I delete them? There we go. There we go. That's a 17 and a natural 20. I hate disadvantage. Please roll poorly. Please roll poorly. Can I give disadvantage to Satan? Can we reinstate channel points right now?
No. Okay. Okay. So what was your total roll?
It was a 17 on the die, and my deception's a +1, so 18.
I rolled a 17 on the die, and their deception's a +3. I love dice. His shoulders drop a little bit. I guess we're going to play it this way. That's all right. You know, I really do hope you don't care about your group of friends. You seem determined to upkeep this act, so I'll let you. No problem. We'll see how long it takes to break you out of it.
I don't care if you don't believe me. I know that I'm just some silly woman that saw a handsome man in the shop who apparently has turned out to be a bit of a jerk. But
Oh, silly you are not. I am thoroughly impressed that you made it this far, if I am honest.
Well, I started out with more money than I currently have.
It's good to be back.
Good to be back.
I will leave you here to think about what you've done for a moment while I take care of some business. Right.
Okay.
And he will leave you tied up.
Mm-hmm.
He makes no move to undo your bindings, but he goes around the room, turns off all the candles, and goes to the door. I'll be back at some point. I'll let you think on what you've done. And he starts stepping out, and you hear him snap their fingers at someone. And you hear as the door closes, he says, "Tell Mr. Marcos we'll have to meet a bit sooner. And I want you to roll a society check for me with advantage."
That's a 1 and a 5, so...
Okay. The last name Marcos means nothing to you. Now, we're gonna switch over to our little Heidi group. What are the three of you doing as Titus, you finish up setting these traps, seeing the rotation of the guards outside, 4 guards?
How long do we wait before we kick things off?
We did promise her 5 hours.
It's been what, 1?
2.
Great. Lovely. I love that for us.
I'm going to exercise the one use I have when I reached out towards these adoption papers and say we go at 2.5 hours.
What?
I'm exercising my parental rights as saying we're not going at 5 hours, going at 2.5.
Oh, I see. Knocking on the door to show that you respect the privacy, but opening the door and coming in anyway.
Yes. I figured it out, finally, what it means.
It took you, 8 years?
Yeah. I'm getting there. Excuse me, I'm still figuring it out.
Annelisse?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm sure we said this before. It still just really confuses me. So you are Lucy's parent.
Adoptive in paper form, not. It's a bit weird because it was an adoption at more of. I don't know how to explain it outside being pretentious and a noble shit. So sometimes nobles adopt older people just because they don't want to raise children, but that was not the case here. It's more of I really liked having Lucy around and we wanted to bring her into a family, and that's kind of what happened.
So you don't set boundaries and things to her and ground her and stuff? No, not like that kind of thing?
Good fucking luck grounding her.
She's a grown-ass adult. Why would I ground her?
Well, she seems wonderful and lovely, a little bit out of control. Maybe if you did ground her more often before, she might have not been as,
No. I think you misunderstand.
A year ago.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. I'm sorry. I cannot actually blame you then.
Thank you.
I'm sure Anthony would have been a fine parent at some point.
I am a fine parent. Look at Soon. He's up in a tree.
Wait, you're the robot's parent?
I am. So is Gond, but Gond is dead as the Pantheon has crashed and crumbled beneath our weight of.
You see, Annelisse, when an artificer and a deity love each other very much, the deity gives the artificer a prophetic dream of sorts and tells me, create a people.
That's exactly what happened, actually.
I listened, Anthony. I picked that out a way of doing it. It's much more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still technically her consort, but we don't tell Fanor that.
Okay, I have something to tell Fanor after tea.
Well, it doesn't count because she's technically gone. There is a new goddess in her place, so that's a bit weird for me. Anyways, 2.5 hours.
Just because someone is technically gone doesn't mean you don't stop loving them, Anthony.
She was a marvelous goddess.
Roll me perception checks.
Annelisse got a 14 for perception.
Anthony also got a 14.
18.
Okay. Titus, you noticed this before the others, but the others, you still notice it after a moment. One of the guards patrolling is making their way closer to where your group is stationed. It does not seem to have noticed you all yet, so you have a moment to decide what you want to do. As you see a figure clad in leather armor, bandana around her neck, swords out.
Just turn to Anthony and draw. Titus draws his thumb across their throat and then just quirks his head.
Good things for a moment and goes, "Be my guest."
Okay. If I take a look around, is this the only guard we see?
At the moment, yeah. If you'd like to look beyond this guard, you can roll ahead and roll. I would say with an 18, actually, you see towards the south of you, there is another guard about 50 paces behind. They're kind of rotating.
Titus ducks off to the side. Do we want to kick this off now?
And then he holds up a pocket watch and kind of flashes his hands 3 times.
He's going to duck off to the side and get line of sight on the other guard. He'll wait for this guard to pass, but he's going to mark the furthest guard as his hunted prey.
All right. Is there anything to roll against that, or is just
It's like hunter's mark.
Okay. And as you are marking your prey, roll me your let me double check.
Yes.
Yeah, roll me one of your caltrops. Caltrop traps. There we go. As the guard that was closer to you seemed to veer off back into the main path, and all the traps, and with a 5 that he rolled, does not seem to notice as he's looking to the horizon and up, not down.
He will be taking 3 points of piercing damage and 1 point of persistent bleed damage. So 1 point every round.
Okay.
Until they take an action to remove the caltrop.
Okay. How does it look what does your caltrop look like?
Essentially, it is just a bunch of nails and screws that he picked up from the last town that have been scattered across the ground, and then leaves have been pulled over them. So when they step down, it's like one of the nails has been essentially just stepping down on a nail really hard.
This guy definitely does not have a tetanus shot, so we'll see how that goes. Bleed. I don't think there is a... No, that's fine. So you see this guard look over. You see their sights just looking over the horizon. Perception on point to see people, see birds, to see if anyone's hiding in trees or between trees or behind trees. And in a moment, you see the look on their face change as you can hear the leaves flying and your caltrop closing in on their foot. And you hear a loud grunt. You can tell at least the one that you have marked as your prey is moving quicker now. And you hear this, Lucy, as well.
As they move forward, Titus draws an arrow from his quiver and knocks it into his bow. If Anthony can see it, there is a white flower that's been twined in on the arrowhead.
There's just a small smile across his face as he pulls out this kind of his orb that he's been given and just kind of waits.
I'm gonna shoot 2 arrows into the back guy.
Is Lucy, you hear this loud yelling outside, painful scream, and you hear footsteps walking faster away from you. I will give you, should you wish to do anything before combat starts, a free turn.
Nope. She is staying in character and staying put.
Okay. So first off, we have a captain of the guard who is going to, well, Xavier, who is going to walk, double dash. So that guy's going to move all the way over here. And it's going to see you. That's the person who is marked by you. Titus, it is your turn.
Well, heavy is the sword of the king, I guess. He says that, and his bow glows slightly blue as he activates the focus spell Gravity Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
as an action. And he's going to just lay into them with his bow.
Okay. Go ahead.
25 to hit.
25 to hit. That does hit.
Remind me about Pathfinder rules on crits. Is it natural 20s only, or is it 5 over their AC?
I believe it's 10 over the
AC? Okay.
the AC.
Copy.
But I believe nat 20 should work as well.
Gotcha. Damage.
I could be wrong. I'm still fighting these paths, everyone, but you know.
You're fine. Did that add? No. Okay. So 5 points of damage from the bow plus. Wait, no. Titus does not take 5 damage. What?
I'll do the damage too.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries.
Because gravity bow lets me roll another weapon die, but it's not going. That's 11 points total on the first attack. I have a second attack.
Yeah.
Does a 21 hit?
A 21 just misses.
Oh, they've got a 22. Oh, boy.
So you see as your arrow strikes through the first time, right in their shoulder, they hit back a bit. And they expect the other one as they move out of the way, just barely missing. That's just a little like cut on the cheek, like anime style.
He'll give them a. Oh wait, no, I can't move away because that's also an action.
Mm-hmm.
He'll give them a wink. This is the police. Come out with your. Oh, you're already out, I guess. Turn end.
There will be a few words exchanged from Xavier and this hooded gentleman who will start making their way out. Gonna use all 3 movements to just open the door. You see a door opening, but you don't see anyone coming out of it. And I'm gonna have, and then this gentleman is gonna come over here. And I'm gonna roll perception. Did you want to roll me a snare trap?
Sure.
Because I can't roll perception for these guys.
They need to make for the which one, caltrop or spike?
Snare.
They're both snares.
Spike snare.
Okay. Can I get a basic reflex save?
24.
No, they'll be able to get out of it.
And they're moving this way, so they do not move into another trap. They start noticing the traps and hold the rest of their action because with their perception, they don't see anyone. And this gentleman is going to make their way over here. Going to do this. And they're going to see Titus and they're going to attack ya. Does a 15 hit you? It misses by 5, actually.
Yeah.
But they're going to do that again. I'm rolling really badly. So you see 2 arrows heading your way, just narrowly missing you and sinking into the tree behind you. Annelisse, it is your turn.
That's assaulting an officer.
Annelisse is going to kind of like smile as she sort of sees these people around her, and she really in a really cocky way sort of leans back to grab her lute and then stops. Realizes she doesn't have her lute. And then she just moves her hand across and grabs a crossbow instead, sort of looking at it, being a bit like, okay, let's see if this works. And she's going to use her crossbow aiming for, so according to this, I can see 2 guys in front of me. I got one here and one there.
And you
so
can
they
actually see a body like through this door.
Yes, I can, yes.
You should be
I'm
able to
assuming
see that.
this pair, they can see me then and everything. I'm not under any cover. Cool. Let's go for the person who is in the middle, sort of closer to Anthony over there. And I'm
closer
just going
to Anthony. Okay, this one
here.
You should be able to hover over them and click T, and that will target them.
There we go. I'm going to shoot him with my crossbow, just kind of being like,
Shoot him with the crossbow.
You are so lucky I do not have my loot right now, else I'd really mess you up. Right, let's strike. So just see if that works. Ooh, that worked really terribly.
No.
Can I re-roll that with a hero point?
You sure can.
Because I don't actually want to die, and I've got that extra hero point there, so let's just do it. Okay. Let's strike again.
22 does hit.
Nice. Okay. Roll the damage. There you go. You take those 2 points damage.
Yeah. The arrow like lands into their thigh, actually, and you hear like a small like grunt of pain as it's the same leg that their foot is caught in the caltrop. So it's just like damage upon damage.
It's that scene from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective where he gets the knee to the spear to the knee, and then there's another spear that goes into the other knee.
Yeah.
And then that is going to be her turn for that. But can I maybe like try and do something here? We are surrounded in woodland and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dark. There's a lot going on. I know they literally have seen me, but can I literally just sort of move backwards into the bushes and the foliage and try and get a bit of cover from them? Basically, try and hide from them a little bit, make it a little harder for them.
You can definitely do that with your action. And I will then have you hide a stealth roll.
Oh, screw you, dice. That's an 11.
11. Okay.
I am so good at hiding.
You hide, and you think you're doing a great job until you see the guy that you shot with your bow just give you a death glare and just holding their thigh. You're like, maybe I'm not hiding as good as I thought.
She's cool with that. That is the end of her turn.
Okay. Anthony, it is your turn.
There is a space between the cabin house thing, between the open door and another bad guy. So he's planning to catch the guy inside the building and the guy outside the building that's directly in front of him in a 10-foot radius of electricity and causing structural damage to the cabin itself. So he's catching 2 bad guys and a building with electrical damage.
I love that. Please roll for that. I think it should be able
They have to make a reflex save, actually.
Reflex?
Yes, they have to make a 19.
Yeah. That caltrop burglar definitely did not make it. And let me see the other one. I don't know. Oh. They also did not make it. They both failed.
Oh, cool. Hold on. Let me make sure do I break through yet? Let me just double check. No, not yet. So it's still 10-foot radius. Sorry, just had to make sure.
Yeah.
So, do that damage.
Nice.
So 16 damage to 2 baddies and 60 damage to the cabin itself, I guess.
Yeah. You see that guy in the doorway is not having a fun time.
So I would imagine when he throws this, it kind of like a ball of lightning just kind of crackles out and hits the ground and scatters like a bunch of rats leaping over the grass and ground, and it kind of wraps itself up against these legs of these bad guys and kind of crackles and shears across the cabin surfaces itself.
Yeah, I like it.
That is 2 of my turns. Would you say throwing it would be an action?
Throwing what?
The orb, because that was me throwing it and causing it to explode.
Does it specifically say that you can just place it somewhere or throw it within that effect of the?
No, it's just more.
I would do it as a free action. It's fine. So you have an extra action should you wish.
Okay. So he's just going to move back, actually. pulling them more towards himself into the woods. And that'll be his turns. As he kind of steps back, he kind of does this, here I am, sort of motion, kind of sauntering back into the woods.
Okay. You can definitely do that. So that's your action to walk. Lucy, it is your turn. You hear the flying of arrows, traps being sprung, and the crackling of electricity. Would you like to do anything?
There's nothing she can do. She just has to wait.
So we have Xavier, who's going to make their way back up. And free movement. And you see him coming back into the room. It's like, we're going to go on a little trip, okay?
Okay. What's happening?
That's your accent, not Xavier's. Don't worry about it. And he will grab you by the arm and start moving you outside of the room. Next person, who is the person that you have hunters marked. Not hunters marked. Wrong game. Marked as your prey. And they're going to shoot you with their bow. 26.
It's a hit.
You take 9 points of damage.
Oof, owie.
And they are going to move in this direction as their action and back 5 feet. So you see them try and sneak around the dense canopy of trees as they are tracking you between the trunks. And they are going to try and hit you again. Does a 22 hit?
It does.
8 points of damage to you. So you see these, first you feel this arrow sink into one of your shoulders, staggering you back a little bit. And you see the shadow in the night of this guard or thief that's moving through the trees. You see them with what little bit of moonlight comes through, and you lose them for a moment, but then you catch them as another arrow hits you on the arm. And you can feel the piercing pain of that. Next, this guy's gonna try and, get out of this caltrop. Is there a
it
roll
takes one interact to pull a caltrop off.
Okay, they're gonna take that interact and they're going to move. They're gonna move here. What's your spike snare?
Here we go. They gotta make a reflex save.
Okay. 28.
That's a pass.
Okay. They're like, nope, not getting me this time. And they're gonna keep moving. And they're gonna see Annelisse, who had shot them with an arrow. And they're going to shoot you with an arrow. It's like, guess what? This is a 25 hit you, Annelisse.
Trying to get my sheet to open, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that's a yes.
Okay, it's fine. You only take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I do the damage, or do you do the damage?
I do the damage. I already calculated it for you. Do not worry. Actually, took 11, so that'd be 44. Excuse me. Nope. Close that, and they're going to try and hit you again.
Oh, come on.
Don't worry, they get a multiple attack penalty. I'm assuming a 10 doesn't hit you.
Nope.
Okay, so that arrow's going to fly by.
It's like, you missed.
They just keep glaring at you.
We're going to be friends.
Titus, it is your turn.
Titus is tracking this other archer through the trees. He'll pull 3 arrows out of his quiver and just start rapid firing at them.
Okay, yeah.
26 to hit.
26 does definitely hit, yeah.
5 plus 6 on the first.
Okay, so that's damage and damage.
Roll. 18 doesn't hit. And excuse me.
Let me double check.
Oh.
Make sure I got the. Okay, no, that does not hit.
Yeah, I've actually targeted them this time.
Okay,
And a 24 does hit, so I'm going to roll damage.
it does.
Damage. 8 points of piercing
Ouchie.
damage.
Yeah, he's not looking very happy at all. At all. Next, it is the gentleman within the house's turn. He also does not like that. Yeah?
On my first, I get another attack, but it's okay.
You could go ahead and do it.
Okay. At 23 to hit.
Yeah.
4 points of damage.
Yeah. They don't like you right now. This guy is going to. They're going to cast a Mashik missile, and it's going to deal 9 points of damage to you, Annelisse. Actually, you see them, they're gonna be like, that was me, closes the door and runs back in. Can hurt me inside. Maybe.
Word.
This guy is going to look at everything. Decide they are also going to move inside. Give me those 2 traps that you put in there.
Okay. One takes 2 points of piercing damage. The other takes 1, and they both get their 1 point of persistent bleed damage per round. Their speed's also reduced by 5.
Okay. So they're going to be right there. You're going to take that damage, and you're also going to take that damage. Okay. You see them as they stepped on not 1, but 2 caltrops. This guy is going to move this way. He's actually going to try and hide over here. Let's see if he can hide, guys. Let's see if he can hide. With a natural 20, he does. He disappears into the foliage.
Nice.
And Annelisse, it is your turn.
Okay, so last time she had gone sort of into the bushes a little bit to try and hide a bit, sort of unsuccessfully. And what she's going to do now is... Can someone actually just describe to me the there is like a bad person next to her?
There is a thief in front of you about 35 feet away, and then there's another one about 5 feet away from you to your right.
Okay, so she's going to try and go for the one that's like right next to her then, and she has her crossbow. Can she hit them with her crossbow?
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay, she's going to go for that.
I believe you'll have to spend an action to reload and then an action to hit.
Got it. So she'll do an action to reload her crossbow, and she'll just sort of aim it for this person that's near her, and she'll go to shoot them. I rolled a 17 plus 8 is 25.
Okay, that definitely hits. I'll roll this for you, but whatever it rolls. Finally, I rolled a 26 for you. And do you want me to roll damage for you, or do you want to do that yourself?
I can roll the damage. What is it? It's a D.
It's going to be a D8. Yeah, D8 piercing.
That's 7 points of piercing damage to the person that's near her.
He does not look happy. Does not look happy at all. He's pelted by arrows. Like I didn't think it'd be this fucking hard to work here, guys. I don't know what's going on.
You know, it's not too late to change your minds. We'll just run away. That's the end of our turn.
Okay. Anthony, it is your turn.
I think something rather mischievous kind of glints across Anthony's eyes as he just kind of moves a bit closer. And Titus sees him kind of consider things, looks at the rain, looks at his little orb. He's like, of course, how silly of me. And he commands it into overdrive to explode, creating an electrical effect. And if you're okay for this, because electricity and water don't mix.
I'll give you an extra damage die.
Yes! So
I mean,
he's
they
gonna
mix
do that.
perfectly. I think that's the problem.
They mix okay. So they need to make a reflex save, which is a nice teen basic reflex.
Okay, are you doing in the same area?
Yep, because the guy's in that area still.
Yeah, he is.
And extra d6.
That's
on my end. Hold on.
19 on the spot.
19. Okay, so 19 technically saves, so you would take half of 14 plus 4, so 18 plus his overdrive damage. Okay, yeah. So that is a success for his overdrive. So half of my intelligence modifiers and add into this. What is my intelligence? 2 more points of damage on top of the 18. So half of 20, 10 points of damage since he saved.
So 10 points of damage in total.
Yes, because he did save against my DC.
Okay.
That was a lot of math on my end, sorry.
Listen, you saved me from having to do the math, so I call that a win. Is that your turn?
That is 2. Yes, that is all my movement. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Kiera. You're being grabbed by the arm. And led down this dimly lit hallway.
It's been a few minutes. Can you remind me what he said to her last?
He said, we're going to go on a little trip.
Okay. Where are we going? What is going on there? What's happening outside?
We're about to find out soon, and if you're involved, well then we'll find out.
If I'm involved
That as
in
well.
what? I just want to go to bed.
Maybe your group is here for you. Who knows? They
My
must care
group?
about you a lot. The ones that left you on the road, supposedly.
She stops for a minute, like dead weight. And then looks up at him directly in the eye. Those bastards used me as bait? Let me at them! And she will try and run past him. And she's irate. Let me at them. I want my things back. They have everything of my... Let me at them. They have my money. They have my jewelry. I will kill them.
I like it. There is a moment that Xavier's taken aback by the anger in your voice. And I would like you to roll me performance.
Performance, okay. Oh, good. I'm good at this one. That's a +6. That's a dirty 20. So 6 plus 14.
I love that. You want to go at them? I'll let you. And he will take a dagger I know it's not his turn, but this is plot. This is story-wise. Take a dagger, cut the bindings off your hands, and just motion in front of him like, go.
She'll start running down the hall.
And movement is one action, so I believe you can move up to 3 times your speed if that is what you're doing.
Yes. So, and I have to get my sheet out of the way. There we go. So she'll make it like right to the. So I'm assuming that there's like a person fighting here because you said people were inside. So she's almost at the door.
Yeah, there's this person. You should be able to see them. So.
Oh, okay. Now they loaded in. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yep. That's her turn. She is running for the door, ready to throw hands.
And that is the end of that turn. And as this round ends, Annelisse, Anthony, and not Titus because you're focused on the other person to the back. You start seeing a figure walk up the main path to the house. It is now Xavier's turn, as he will watch happily from an upper story window, and those that are keeping an eye on the house see that there's a figure looking down at everything happening. And then the guy that's hunting you, Titus, does a 30 hit you?
Jesus Christ, does.
That's a critical.
That is a critical.
So you take 17 points of damage. Ooh, they're going to move up, so that is one action. And with their last action, we'll retcon later if it's wrong, but for now we will do contested athletics. We'll do contested athletics. So roll me athletics.
23.
Okay. 25.
These guys aren't getting paid enough.
So you see as this thief comes out of the brushes and starts to grab your hands and put them behind their back and secure you against him. As you do.
You gotta buy me dinner first, Jesus.
Right? And that's all 3 of their actions, so they can't. You are grappled. You are grappled. You are grappled. But next it's going to be whose turn? This guy's turn, who got hit with a arrow, which he does not like. And you're like, you know what? I have a short sword. I'm gonna hit you with a short sword, a little redhead lady. I'm gonna assume a 14 doesn't hit.
Nope. Not even close.
Yeah, they're just
gonna
angrily
wink.
attacking you. You wink at them and they're like, wait, now I'm confused. Are we flirting or are we fighting? I'm kidding.
Wait till you meet my friend. Sorry, no.
God.
On my turn.
No, you can still talk. But they will try again with a penalty, but they will be able to hit you with a 25. We'll see.
Pathfinder numbers are silly.
It's going to hit you for 8 points of damage. And before it is your turn, I think I can, I'll put you down as grabbed. There you go. And it is now your turn, Titus.
Dropping an item is a free action, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. He'll let his bow drop and use an action to draw a dagger from his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And while pinned against this person, just starts stabbing into them.
You are immobilized, and when you're grabbed, so you can't use any action with the move tray. You are immobilized with something holding you in place. Yeah. See. You should be able
to attack, yeah, because it's just movement away from them. It's pinned that doesn't let me attack them.
You would take a -2 circumstances penalty, which should be already out there. And you're grabbed, so yeah, you should be able to then pull out a dagger. That is another action, and you can stab with your last action. No,
Drop
you
is
drop
a free
action. Pull out is an action.
stab.
Stab. Yeah.
So first is 2 strikes because of my... No, it's hunted shot. So that's just a normal stab. I'm going to reroll that with a hero point.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Other button. That's a critical miss. I'm not doing well.
Uh-huh.
Second hit, second strike. It's another miss.
Another miss.
We are fighting on the ground.
Yeah. So yeah, you're being forced on the ground. On the ground right now. That's all you hear. Maybe someone was a guard before this happened. And next it is gonna be the guy outside by the cow shop. Is gonna take an action to remove the cow shop. Gonna open the door and be like deuces and move his way into this area. This guy is going to move and they're going to try and grab you, Anthony. So can you please actually you can move here. Can you please roll me athletics?
11.
Okay, and 11 does not succeed as he grabs you. And he's going to try and also get you down on the ground. So I will say that is make me a strength saving throw.
12.
So it does not succeed. So I got a natural 20, and you are being shoved face first into the ground with your arms behind you as they start binding your arms. Annelisse, it is your turn.
Okay, so I am made this as an assumption that because she doesn't have her lute, a lot of her spells and things that technically she shouldn't really be able to do. Am I correct?
It is not attached to your lute. You can, but if she believes that it's her lute that gives her magic, that is up to you. I will let you play with character-wise.
I would like to narratively sort of say that her magic and her music are linked. So she is not going to do anything that's going to involve that. But can she see that her friends are getting grabbed at this point? And
you hear the struggling of people. You hear the thump of Anthony being shoved to the ground.
Right. She's pretty wounded and she's not stupid. So she's going to look to this person, this sort of guard burglar person who's in front of her. Do they look quite hurt or anything? Like, who is she looking at right now?
They are pretty hurt, yeah. They're bloody.
She's going to turn to them and just be like, you know, my friends over there, we will likely kill all of you. It is inevitable. Maybe not now in this fight, but it's going to happen. But that does not need to include you. You could walk away. You could leave here. You could choose a better path. Or I could kill you just now, just for the fun of it. What do you think?
Make an intimidation check.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a 27.
27. That is that let me just for funsies, I don't think will roll. No, that's fine. He looks at you, looks at all the wounds you've given him, looks to the other two, doesn't know, because there's so many trees, he doesn't know who's struggling against who. And he will just drop his weapons. You have two other actions.
She's just going to smile at him and be like, good choice. And she takes her crossbow out and leans round and shoots the one that's got Titus on the ground.
Okay. Go ahead.
Please
So I
hit,
believe
please
it's
hit, please
reload
hit. This will
and
be epic.
then shoot. So that's your two
Yeah,
actions.
because that's her last two actions. Okay, so she's reloaded. Let's strikey strike. Come on, please hit. Please.
Hey,
please hit.
yeah.
Got this.
27 does hit.
Damage. 6 damage. And that'll be the end of her turn. She's feeling good.
Yeah. Anthony, it is your turn. As you see this arrow fly by and hit a person behind you, you're being shoved on the ground. You are immobilized, flat-footed, grabbed, grappled.
He'll just kind of look up at the person. People usually take me on dates before they do this, so he kind of looks towards his little orb thing and kind of reaches out towards it mentally, seeing if he could actually connect it to pull it towards him, if it kind of like bounce and roll along towards him.
You can command with 2 of your actions. So you
Okay.
can still command it with your voice.
Yeah, he'll just command it kind of to roll towards him, and when it does, it'll make a kind of a weird little leap like a frog off of like a log into the air, and there's just this crack of lightning and a burst of like searing light as it kind of casts searing restoration for Titus.
Okay.
8 plus 7 worth
15.
of healing back. 15 points of healing to you.
Yeah.
As this orb kind of cascades in the air, bursts into light, and then kind of drops beside you.
You feel your wounds start to close up as this light dissipates.
You just hear Anthony go, huh. I didn't know he could do that.
I think it's a both echoed with Titus, just a huh.
Is that your entire...
Yes,
Round,
because
okay.
that was him summoning it, and Searing Restoration is a 1 action thing.
Perfect. Kiera,
Yeah.
it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Lucy's going to run out. Yeah, she's going to use 2 actions to move, and then coming right up to Annelisse, she is going to rear back and just straight on Decker.
Yeah, roll the punch in the face.
Let me see. What's my unarmed strike?
The girls are fighting.
And she shouts out for all to hear, "You bastards, give me back my things!" What's 8 plus 7?
15.
15. So that's a 25 to hit.
Deck Annelisse
you get
right
her.
in the face.
What's my unarmed strike? Let me see the. Okay. Oh gosh. I didn't mean to roll the second one. So Annelisse takes 2 points of damage. Straight to the face. And there's a very pissed off Kyra.
Yeah, Annelisse, you just hear, "You bastards, give me back all my stuff." And then you feel, as you're turning to the voice of your friend Kyra, you just feel this punch deck you across the face. And you stumble for a moment. And as all this is happening, the figure that was walking along the path gets closer into the clearing, and you see a light of a match light up part of their face as they lit up a cigarette. And briefly, you catch a few features. This kind of sun-kissed skin, not tan, but it's got a glow to it. A strawberry blonde, leaning more on the strawberry side of color, hair that's pushed back, falls over the shoulders. The sides of their heads are shaved. And just an interesting smile. And you hear, Well, I definitely walked into something interesting here, huh? And you see a familiar face, Lucy. And that's why we'll take a break.
Sounds good. All right, everybody, we are going to go on break. So we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go nowhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a friend, or go to hypegoblin.com to check out the schedule for this game and other games on my channel. Or visit us at Patreon for the after show where we answer the questions, comments, concerns, just the general tomfoolery that y'all leave for us over on our Discord server. And we will see you all in a little bit. Everybody wave. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I will. So we'll go back to the beginning of the round and we'll see what happens. Xavier's just going to make his way down and he's going to be in here. That's going to be his turn. And then it's going to be this guy's turn. They're going to bind you up, Titus. So then it's this person who is in front of Annelisse, who had just dropped their weapon, saw Annelisse attack another person, then another person came to punch Annelisse in the face. They're like, oh, I don't know what's happening. And they'll slowly pick back up their weapons, slowly start reloading the crossbow, and then just taking a step back.
Just gonna reload my crossbow while I watch the two hot ladies fight.
Yeah. It is your turn. Are you trying to do anything against being bound?
Slam to the ground, sees Kiera punch Annelisse, clocks that.
You would have heard her too.
Yeah. Hands bound behind the back. He just lets releases the dagger. All right. You fall in the arrows, dick.
Okay. So you are giving up. Next it is the wizard guy. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry. And there's just a bunch of him because he has mirror image on him. Just a bunch of hymns around. This guy's gonna look to Xavier, and Xavier's gonna tell him to stand down. This guy's gonna bind you, Anthony. And you're bound. Annelisse, what are you doing? It is your turn.
She's going to take a moment. She's not daft. She'll take a moment after, obviously, she's been punched. And then look at Kyra, Lucy. Gonna look at you. And she'll wipe the blood from her face. And she's gonna be like, really? The face? And then she's just going to be like, well, if you want it back, you're going to have to take it from me. And she's just going to try and shove you back out the way, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's not trying to hurt her.
No,
trying to wants to hurt her.
Do it.
Yeah, make a performance check.
Sell it.
And then an attack.
Okay, yeah. She's trying to sell this. She's wanting to, She's fine with this. She'll beat her up. Okay. Performance check first. Let's see. Oh, can I re-roll that?
Do you have any?
I have 1 point left.
You can go ahead and re-roll that should you wish.
Because that ain't much better. So that's a 14. The first roll was a nat 1. This one was a 14 for her performance, and then she'll do a little attack towards Kyra as she goes to shove her down her butt. What do you make to roll for that? Just like an armed attack?
Yeah, it's an armed attack.
Okay, let's give that a roll. That's a 22.
Yeah. Does that hit? I believe it does.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
And since I've got a -1 to the damage on that, that's a whole 1 point of damage. So take that. So you get for going for the face. And that'll be her.
Okay. Anthony, are you doing anything this round?
Let me just make an unstable check because I forgot to do that last time for Julian. It's just basically to see if he can. Okay, he won't be able to heal again, but he's kind of just rolling around on the ground doing circles. But no, Anthony will not do anything.
Okay. And last, but definitely not least, Kiera.
She's going to take another swing at Annelisse.
The girls are fighting.
Nothing to do with the current predicament, by the way.
22?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gosh, damage. 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I'm so hurt.
She clocked you in the face, and I feel like the next one she goes for the gut.
Yeah, you can hit again.
Mm-hmm. No, that was my hit just now.
Okay.
The first one when she first hit Annelisse.
Oh,
not on
face
this turn.
then gut.
Yeah.
You double over with this punch to the gut at 3 hit points.
And then I'm gonna try. So that would be one. Yeah, that's one action. Can I try and take Annelise's bag off of her? As though I'm gonna start searching through it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to roll for that?
I would say roll strength, and then you can roll strength contested strength checks. If Annelisse is taking it back, if not, then yeah.
She's gonna pretend she's trying to fight her, but she's like,
okay.
I rolled a 19 on the die, and I have a +0.
It's fine. You take it.
Okay. She's going to take it and just like shove Annelisse back and start walk back towards the house and start just like going through the bag looking for her stuff.
Okay.
Still putting on a show.
Yeah. The rest of you are brought back into the house. At least this guy that was slowly reloading their crossbow just points it at you, kind of does the motion like go into the house. Listen,
she'll give him a look. Like as she stands up, she'll kind of like do that sort of jerky action where it looks like she's about to step towards him, and she'll just sort of smile, turn this car, and walk him to the house. She might need him later, okay? but then.
Okay, go with you. And Lucy, you go back into the house as well, right?
If they're taking everyone inside, she's gonna stay out there just going through the bags or through Annelise's stuff for a few minutes, just pretending to search for things. Money goes onto her belt.
You stand there and you see the person that came up recently just looking at you, looking at this. It's just the head going back and forth as you two punched each other.
What do you want?
Their beard. Oh, I'm not looking for trouble. Don't worry about me, sweetie.
She'll just give a finally recognizing who he is, but not like still playing her part.
You see the familiar face of a bard named Ari.
Where are my things?
We sold them.
What?
We sold them.
There wasn't much valuable. You don't have that great a taste, unfortunately.
She lunges for Annelisse again.
Oh God!
Do any of the guards the bandits try and stop her?
No one's trying to stop you.
And my hands are bound, right?
Yeah.
Can I stick my foot out?
You sure can.
Lucy will see the foot go out and trip over it. Oh, and you! She'll look up at Titus. I should have punched you too.
You'll give her a kissy face.
Come now, fighting between all of us is natural, but this is absurd.
You see the new gentleman that came in. I don't know. I thought that was pretty entertaining. A great welcome, really, Xavier. Nice to see you again. Xavier gives a nod. Well, you know how it is here. Surprise every day. Oh, well, we got 3 unwelcome guests. 4. The verdict's still out on you and points to Kiera.
She's standing up and dusting off her outfit.
Now, may I ask, whoever seems to be the leader of this party, and before I get too upset, why are you here? And he's looking the three of you over. We'll put you over here, Annelisse. Another guard over here.
Lay it out honestly. Anthony kind of shrugs and as he kind of leans back against the wall.
Honesty would be preferable as it would speed up the process.
Of course. Well, in short, we didn't like your nods towards Xavier. Person, bodyguard, what
right.
have you. Yeah.
Right.
Harassing some of our...
Oh, no, this is Xavier who was talking.
Oh, Xavier.
Yeah.
We didn't like you messing with the townsfolk, quite honestly.
Yeah, not a lot of people do.
Yeah, it's quite
I really don't care.
That's fair. But as time went on, we figured we'd do something about it, and we lost our friend. We realized she wasn't as useful as we hoped. Not towards Kiera. Sold her things, and then realized, well, you actually might have more money. And then I realized, I've heard your name somewhere before. Took some thought. And he'll kind of recall the recollection that Titus had of military background and stuff like that. And he'll say, military, correct?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't you have a military background? Well, maybe you had a military background. Might have been something else.
You heard. Well, I would update where you get your sources.
I was honestly hoping to hire you, but you...
Thank you. I'm not on the market for the job, though.
That's fair. He turns towards the newcomer. What about you?
Oh, I'm just here watching. Don't worry about me.
The guy shrugs. Well, that's the short and sum of it. I'm interested in hiring mercenaries for a pretty big project. Pays well.
Go ahead and roll deception.
He's not being deceptive. He's being honest.
You're hiring mercenaries for a big project.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to storm Loomberry.
He wants to destabilize Kalish.
Okay. Roll persuasion then.
Diplomacy?
Diplomacy. That one.
21 for Anthony.
They don't say anything. There's a look exchanged between Ari and Xavier. It's like, well, I would suggest that your recruitment efforts don't involve attacking the people you're trying to recruit. One of my men could have died.
To be fair, your men kind of stumbled into it. We didn't attack.
Sure, right. Anybody else wants to take a crack at this? No? Okay.
Can I take their things off of them as collateral? I want my stuff back.
Take whatever you want, sweetie.
She's just going to go around and start emptying their gold out of their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
She already has Annelise's. She'll just dump it all into a bag.
I would like to have a word with you, big man. Privately, if you wish, bound for myself. Think of it as last requests if you're willing to honor that.
Sure. And he'll motion for one of the guards. The rest of you stay there to bring you to this room as he moves. They sit you down on a chair. Pretty comfortable, not gonna lie. It's a pretty comfortable chair.
Can I slip my binds with an acrobatics check?
Sure. When were you doing this?
As we walk into the room.
Do a. I will classify this under stealth or thievery.
Okay. I'll do a stealth roll. 30.
You are free to undo your bindings.
He'll just sit down with his arms behind his back.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Xavier kind of leans against the mantelpiece of the fireplace and just looks at you.
I'm going to put this all out on the table. I made you in the town. I recognize you from the older days. Royal Ball, winter, about 10 years ago.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, the red hair doesn't do you justice when you're trying to hide.
I typically try to wear a hood, and Titus will move his hands in front of him and just deposit the rope to the side and lean back. Do you mind if and he'll point to the arrow in his shoulder.
Feel free. What I would like to know is through all these lies, deceits, half-truths, truths, I am not interested. But what I would like to know is what a LaRue is doing with these people. A LaRue that's thought to be dead.
Well, I lived. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
They
What
don't
happened. My deepest condolences.
Oh. Past is the past, and, well... No, I'm still not over that. They don't know I'm a LaRue. They're not from around here. I was hoping to use them to, exact my revenge on the nobility.
Is that so?
If there's a table in front of Titus, he just knocks the arrow tip against it.
Sure. There is a small, coffee table between the two chairs.
Disposable as they are useful to me. I apologize. I had followed a lead this way, thinking that one of the families was stationed, but seeing you now, no. Niece would never get involved with Little Run.
Xavier makes a movement with their hand, and immediately the person that was sitting next to you just starts walking out, closing the door. Continue.
I've got one name I'm for sure certain. Do with this information what you will. Tell them. I will find them eventually. I'll take them down or die in the process. True Glories supplied the wine to my wedding.
They do have a good selection.
Yeah. And apparently some of them is hallucinogenic in nature.
I heard.
Wish it had more healing properties, honestly. I would have gotten away with more than just he'll undo his sleeve and the prosthetic is out.
That's a rough one, buddy.
Yes, it is. So, my main question to you is, what now? Are you going to execute me here, or will you just let me go on my merry way to die somewhere off in Ilrun?
See, that is the thing. I could kill you. Make a mess out of the floor, have someone clean it up, bury the body, yada, 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 yada. But I think it'd be a lot more fun to have you lived. Though I am not stupid enough to think that you will just fall somewhere and die. Because you've made it this far, Titus. Years after your entire family has been killed, years after you killed your entire family, actually. It's a big report. LaRue groom goes crazy and murders entire wedding.
So they're going with that, huh?
The few survivors, if we can call them that, just saw crazed Titus Valentine LaRue cutting their way through the carnage. But you see, I am a man of opportunity. And when it presents itself to me, I like to take advantage of it. And I really, really want to see what you have up your sleeve.
Arms, mostly.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see what you do to the people that did this to you.
Well, I'm sure that once they're taken care of, there will be a small power vacuum.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm counting on it.
And take your pick, whichever supply lines you want. If I make it through. No skin off your back if I don't.
No, not really. You see his eyes dart to the door that is closed behind you and dart back to you. You're an interesting one. I do admire your tenacity. And while I may or may not believe all your words, I quite like that glimmer of violence and revenge in your eyes. I am much familiar with it myself.
Honestly, I thought I'd gotten better.
Oh,
But if you really want me to get nitty gritty, I can. It's still there.
Oh, you could have told me you've gotten better, that you've forgiven and forgotten, that the past no longer bothers you, but a man that's dead set on a mission, especially one that they don't care if they walk out of alive. There's a mark on you. It's a mark on you that's available to see to many others like you. And I see that mark all over your face. And who am I to stand in the way of such beautiful destruction that I'm sure you could bring? I mean, you've survived this long, years, almost a decade of hiding. And you pop your head out of the ground now. Your pretty little red head.
A lot of things I'm not proud that I've done. You can't really have vengeance on an empty belly.
Vengeance is not about being proud of what you do. Vengeance is about enacting the pain and destruction that befell on you onto those that did it. Pride, greed, all that stuff doesn't fall into the equation here, you know. But stay clear of that one that just came through with the cigarette if you want your vengeance.
Were they involved? Do you know?
Involved? No. Connected to certain families? Yes. But that's all I say. I have a job to keep.
Titus nods his head, kind of reaching into his armor, holds up a hand like it's fine, pulls out that list, puts that on the table, and says, and their names were...
Referring to the gentleman that came in?
The bard, yeah.
Yeah. They will grab from a little drawer from the coffee table, grab a little graphite, like a little pencil, and you see written Ari Marcos. This ARI MARKOS. So don't go too in over your head. I'd like to see how far you get. And I'd hate to see stupidity be your downfall. A fight, a big showdown, a proof of your power. Sure, die at those, but stupidity, then you just become a laughing stock.
History is written by the victors after all.
Mm-hmm.
Though, if you do catch wind that he'll run is burning, it's a 50-50 at that point.
You can feel free to make your way out, though see this as an act of mercy from me. I don't want to see you again. I really don't.
Listen, I might have pride. I might not have the most pride of or honor, but I do have a system of codes. You've shown me a kindness today. If you need to find me, I'll be somewhere on the continent. I'm sure you'll pick up news of a couple of hornets' nests being kicked. But if you need a couple of graves filled, show me where the shovel is.
I will. Not the other ones in your group. How attached are you to them?
As a joke, he pops off his arm. They're useful. And that's all that matters. They're still useful. They're nearing the end of the cycle, though, but I would like to keep them around.
And as this conversation is going, we'll switch back to the other room. Annelisse, Anthony, you are surrounded by guards, some looking better than others. And Lucy, as you are counting out your money, you hear a chair pull out next to you. And we'll move this guy here. And you see Ari sitting in front of you, actually. You seem angry, Dollface.
Wouldn't you be too if the people that you trusted betrayed you?
That's why you never really trust anyone.
Well, thank you for the advice.
May I share in your sorrows? What's happening? I came here for a discussion with a friend, but clearly something more interesting is happening. If you care to share with a humble gentleman.
Oh, no, it's fine. These assholes abandoned me in the woods. I got lost, found my way here. Apparently, no one thinks that a woman can get lost in the woods anymore. Got locked in a room, got stuck on a box tied up, and then they showed up. And she points to, as she says, then they showed up, she points to the other two.
It seems that no one knows how to treat a lady these days. Wow.
And I'm assuming you think you do.
I'd like to think so, yes.
That's what all men think.
Hmm. Yeah, but not all men have my repertoire now, do they? What's your name? If I may be so honored to hear it.
It's Kiera. And you?
All right.
Am I supposed to know who you are?
No, not by that name.
Then by what name?
Worry about it. Maybe I'll tell you later if we get comfortable enough with each other.
No, thank you.
I'd be more than happy to offer you companionship on your journey to wherever you're going. Unless, of course, you like to stay with Xavier and his group of ruffians, and he's looking around the room. I wouldn't say it's the best accommodations for a woman such as yourself.
And where exactly is it that you're going?
Oh, here and there I wander. I have no specific path at the moment, but I am more than happy to make my journey your own.
She'll go back to counting her money after giving him a look.
Feisty, I like it. Annelisse and Anthony, are you doing anything at the moment?
I am going to cast message over to Lucy, and just going to be like, then what is your plan here? What is it that you would like us to do? You need a distraction, you got an idea, you need to tell us. You can reply to this, but only when you're ready to. And she's just going to leave it as that for now, sort of thing. So there's some sort of open line there.
Okay, cool.
But that's all Annelisse is really doing right now, apart from eyeing up the guard who brought her in, the one who she intimidated into dropping his weapons.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
The bard is hot for Annelisse. Or not the bard, the guard.
The guard.
The guard has learned something
that's
about
a nat 20 for 28.
Oh, yeah!
Nice.
The guard has learned something about themselves tonight. I'm joking. That's literally what I was going for. And
That guard is RJ.
Annelisse has an ally.
As you eye them, you see that they're trying to maintain that glare, but there's the slightest hint of pink on their cheek. And this guard, I forgot that I had a female guard that had helped Lucy. And I'm gonna decide that that's this one, who is like, excuse me, sorry. But you see them like try to hold that glare, but that little like the pink at their cheeks kind of give them away.
As she notices that pink, she's just gonna, just give them the same look, give them a little wink, and just go back to just chilling out,
It's just redder cheeks. The other guard is like looking at them like, what the fuck? And she's like, shut the fuck up.
That's all she's doing.
Okay. Anthony, anything you'd like to get out?
He's kind of pushed Julian kind of in between his feet, despite kind of it sparking and orbing between it, just letting it sit there for a moment. And then kind of reaches back into the back of his mind and reaches out to the entity that he's named Mr. Spooky. And he says, how are we playing this?
Don't know. How are we playing this? You find yourself in such a fun predicament. I'm starting to think if I made the right decision in picking you.
Trust me, you will have your fill of conquest. I'm nothing but apt at it.
Oh, I know.
We can play the waiting game, see how the other two played out. We can make an ally, but I'll need his help convincing them.
I don't know if convincing it's possible at this point. You have all royally messed up.
We play this by ear then. But you keep me alive, and you get what you want.
I'd love to know what you think I want. But don't worry. I have so much planned that keeping you alive is something I can easily do. If you remember the small detail of our deal.
I'm still okay with it.
Good. Then the contract starts now. Anthony, roll me a Constitution save. I think this in this game. Is there a Constitution save in this game?
It'd be Fortitude.
Fortitude. Give me a Fortitude roll.
Not 24, 28.
You feel a searing pain in your chest. Like something is being branded right under your skin, into your soul. And you...
Oh, go ahead.
You feel that pain spread out. It is as if someone put a hot, burning coal right where your heart is. You feel that fire spread out, and your vision starts to go blurry. You can feel the sweat sticking the small hairs to your forehead and your face. And for a moment, you think this pain might make you pass out, but with a natural 24 or 28, you power through it. You have felt worse. And after a moment, a second that feels like an eternity where this pain seeps into your chest, it is gone.
I think the moment of contact and pain, he does cry out in pain and kind of double forward, kind of slumping forward towards the floor and kind of curls in on himself the best he can because he's bound and can't do much, but he is in pain and it looks it. But after it passes, he just kind of rolls to his back and just curses in a long stream of Elvish and Sylvan.
Mm-hmm. You'll hear this. Titus, you hear this as well towards the tail end of your conversation.
Excuse me, I think I should be concerned about this.
Go ahead.
I'll just peek out the door, see what's happening.
Yeah. You see a lot of confused guards, a lot of confused faces, and you see Anthony curled up on the floor.
Remember what I was talking about usefulness?
What did I say, everyone? We don't attack guests. They just look at him like, we didn't do anything. And Ari's like, oh, I can attest to that. Your dear lackeys have done nothing but bound this man, whatever pain he's going through. It's not their doing.
Any of you proficient in the ways of medicine?
The female guard kind of looks to Xavier.
Kiera looks over her shoulder as the guard goes to speak. I am. What will you give me for it?
I do remember selling a locket to one of the general store owners. Had a very nice picture inside of it. I could get it back for you.
She will stand up and go over to Anthony. Do you want me to roll a medicine check on him?
Yes, roll
Okay.
medicine.
That's a natural 20 for a 26. What's going on with
Damn.
Anthony?
Rolls.
Anthony is very warm to the touch. And you see sweat droplets falling down his forehead. And there is a pained look to him. But other than that, you don't see... You see wounds from the fight. But you don't see anything critical that would cause such a reaction. But what you do see is near his shirt, where the shirt opens up, you see this greenish glow, very subtle, almost from within.
She'll hold his face with one hand and just look at him and say, "You'll have to tell me whatever it is you ate. I can't help you otherwise."
There's kind of a broken laugh as he just kind of shakes his head. Rabbit?
Rabbit doesn't poison people. What did you eat?
I wish-
What plant?
He kind of pauses. Remember that flower I was bragging about?
She'll stand up and turn to Xavier. "I'm going to need a healer's kit. I have to force him to throw up."
Here I am playing house sitter, I suppose. And he'll motion to the guard that was about to speak up before you interrupt, and just like a motion to like go get what they need.
Titus is pinching the bridge of his nose and just mutters loud enough for Xavier to hear. "Good help hard to find. Good help hard to find."
Real A team you have here, Lou. They see that under their breath.
Titus will just shut the door.
But a healing kit is brought to you.
Mm-hmm. She'll get out whatever the Pathfinder equivalent of Ipecac is.
Epicac, yeah.
And it's down the hatch, Anthony.
Yeah.
You're going to want to take him outside. This is going to work quickly. She'll say to the guards that are on either side of Anthony.
They roll their eyes and just right as you're about to expel everything from your stomach is when you're able to step out, and it's just it works. It's fade to black. It works. And Anthony's going through that. Titus.
Yes.
Xavier will look to you as the door closes. "I do have one small favor in exchange for my kindness to ask you."
By all means.
There's a woman in the Vilte family. Black hair. Piercing eyes. Great with a blade. If you see them, send word.
Do I have a name for this mysterious bladed beauty?
All I know is that they go by Julie.
Paperbird is all right with you?
However you want.
Eyes and ears always open.
Eyes and ears always open. Now, please collect your belongings. If the lady outside would let you, collect your people and get out.
In almost a mockery of their ex-noble status, Titus will do a flourished bow to Xavier. Haven't done that in a while. And he'll step out.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Are you just gathering everyone leaving? Who are you gathering?
He's gathering his belongings and walks up to Annelisse and the guard. You can confirm with your boss, but I think we are leaving.
They look through the door and look back to you. And they just step to the side.
He doesn't unbind Annelisse. Instead, he just takes her by the arm and has her stand.
Well, that's a shame. Leaving so soon.
Sadly, there has to be a bit of stern talking to and an employee evaluation.
That was starting to sound sexy before the second part. Okay.
One last thing. He'll walk up to Ari and reach to his belt and pull out a sack of gold and hand it to them. You know the old adage that dead men stay dead, correct?
I do.
See, that stays that way. Good evening.
Make sure to pick up your friend on the way out. No motion to where Anthony was just outside on the ground.
Yep. He'll also roughly grab Anthony by the arm and have him stand.
Not too quick, not too quick, not too quick.
As a favor to them, Titus will just start, as they walk, direct Anthony and Annelisse to circle the traps, but Titus will just sweep the traps away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you see this exchange happening, Kiera, what is your plan?
She is going to stand up, and Xavier stayed in the office room, right?
He's by the door, of the room where they were talking.
She'll stand up and walk back to him. And with a deep sigh, just say, "Can I either finish out the night here until morning or have someone escort me back to the inn? I don't want to be in the woods with them."
My dear, I will escort you back myself as an apology for how horribly you've been treated. Do let me pay for your room and board.
Thank you.
Of course. And they will offer an arm.
And she'll take it and she'll quietly say, "By the way, my name's Kyra."
Lovely to meet you, Kyra.
You too.
And he will escort you out and just give a look to Ari and say, "I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk then." It's like, "I'll be here counting my gold," opening the bag that Titus gave him.
Titus gave him all of his gold.
Lucy took all of Titus's gold.
No, Titus has his gold on a belt pouch instead of in his bag.
Yeah. So, as you all make your way back, separate roads, separate paces, Lucy or Kyra, you are delivered back. Xavier, as he promised, talks to the hostess, buys you the nicest room for the night. Take that as my apologies. Sincerely, Miss Kyra.
Thank you. I'm sorry for whatever trouble they caused you. I didn't know that they were still around.
Sometimes our demons stick around a lot longer than we think.
Are you going back tonight?
Maybe. Yeah, unless something else crops up.
I think it's going to be a little while before I can sleep. Do you want to see if the kitchen's still open?
I would love nothing more. They will escort you to the back of the tavern. And the kitchen seems to be open almost always, as this is a rest stop and people get here at different times of the day. Titus, Anthony, and Annelisse, where are you taking the main road?
They're probably walking ahead of Kyra and Xavier.
Now, are you going directly back up to your rooms or are you staying out?
Anthony's in no shape to stay out.
Tummy troubles.
Tummy troubles.
His tummy hurts.
Lucy's like, oh, you hurt? Let me also give you tummy troubles.
You don't stick
Andy's
to my
being
plan. You don't stick to my plan. I don't need to punch you.
My tummy troubles.
Titus will cut Annelisse and Anthony loose in the rooms.
Annelisse is just like, Titus, you know we've been walking for like a long time. Could you cut my bounds, please? Like, I mean, I don't know why you didn't do it immediately.
There's a pause as Titus has stopped in the middle of the road, and you just hear, oh. And just roughly the bonds are cut.
Okay, that was alarming.
Oh. You know, for a very long time, I thought myself deadened to certain feelings, but right now, invigorating.
That's great, son, but I need to go to bed.
Go take your nappy.
I just need to walk ahead of you.
I think my chest is glowing.
Oh, yeah, so it is.
It stopped.
Oh, it stopped. Okay.
It's just kind of rubbing the spot. It's like, what did she get me? Just hobbling up to the room.
I mean, I think I might be missing a tooth, but yes, sure, your chest, whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm bruised.
Just wait till I get my hands on her after this, seriously.
No, he kind of stops in the door and points to them both, points to Titus. No, and no, points to Annelisse. In the room we stay. I may be, I don't know, sick, medicine sick, but we stay here.
Titus leaves.
Yeah, I'm not staying with you. Not going to happen.
Please stay here.
Goodbye.
Both of you. He just kind of leans against the door frame. Oh, at least bring back soup.
Kyra. Mm-hmm. Are you having any particular conversation with this gentleman?
Yeah. She still wants information out of him.
Okay. Go ahead. He will order food and pay for it happily. He's a gentleman after all. Says to get whatever you want. Drinks and food are on him.
No drinks, please.
Of course.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Feel free.
I don't need to know what it is you do. It's none of my business.
You're smart.
Sometimes. Do you like what you do? Is this what you wanted for your life when you were a little kid?
Now that is a loaded question. It's not what I pictured for my life, but it has its uses.
What did you want to be when you were little?
When I was little, I wanted to be a blacksmith, like my father before me.
A blacksmith?
Yeah, believe it or not. There's just something about red hot steel on fires and coal.
I've dated my share of blacksmiths, I know.
Something about molding something to shape with your bare hands.
Did you ever give it a try? An apprenticeship,
For a while.
maybe?
I did for a while. Then unfortunate situations happened, you know?
I know. They happen to many people. And she'll give him a very sad smile.
War can destroy many lives.
I know. The home I left, it's Well, it's pretty much a war zone now. I don't know that. I don't know that you'd even bother to put it on a map, but I understand. I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about. It happens to many people. I heard Charpain is not special.
That's true.
But we could always commiserate in it with each other. Someone that understands.
And
What about you?
me?
What did you want to be when you were little?
A dancer. Same thing I've always wanted. I was good at it too.
Not anymore.
I'm still pretty good at it, but no one hires dancers in the middle of a war zone, so I left.
Sometimes leaving is the best we can do.
Well,
And if we wish it, we could always come back later on.
maybe. I don't I didn't actually come here legally, so getting back might be a little difficult as well. But you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. No, I think unfortunately what I need to find is here. Whether it still exists or not, I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
I appreciate your determination.
No, that's all I have left.
Not many have much left, but many do fall to the side of letting the world push them down, staying down. It takes a lot to stand back up to it. So grab it, whatever opportunity it gives you, and make something of yourself.
I suppose you're right. And what are you going to do with your opportunity? Continue to strut around in fancy armor.
Fancy this whole thing.
It looks nice.
Ah. Appreciate it. Well, I have plans in the work. This area of it is just one side to it. So one must do what one must do to get to where one must want to go.
Well, I hope this is not the last time our paths cross.
I hope not either. Should I ever see you again, drinks are on me.
All right. I'll bring my dancing shoes next time, and maybe we can find some music.
That would be lovely. Unfortunately, my time has come to an end, Miss Kyra, but it was very lovely to spend time talking with you. And he will offer his hand, kiss the back of yours as he looks at you. Make sure not to get mixed up with the wrong crowd anymore. Or do. I'm not your parent.
I would hope not.
I'll see you around.
You too.
He will talk to the barkeep before he leaves, give you a nod, and head on his way.
Who's keeping bar tonight?
It is a young gentleman. They are a, you see an earth genasi, deep brown skin with high peaks. The high peaks on his face have these small spikes of rock that kind of come out like scales. And they have this really nice, vibrant, like reddish brown hair that kind of falls down the back in a long braid.
Okay.
He will let you know that whatever food you order in the next day has been paid for.
Oh, nice. See, y'all, it pays to seduce the bad guys sometimes. She will finish her meal and then head up to the room you bought her.
Yeah. It is on the top floor. This place has 3 floors. At first, it seems almost like an attic, but that's because there's just one singular room up here that is a lot bigger and has a personal bathroom.
Okay.
And it's very nice, comfortable. Nothing too fancy, but it is a larger space.
Can she watch for him up there to leave?
Yeah. There is a window to either side of the back of the tavern and the front of the tavern. And make a perception check, as it is still dark.
So 10 plus, what's my perception? Oh, that's right. It's better in this one. So that'll be a 16.
16. You do see a familiar figure make their way out. They stop for a moment and look at the general store. You see them staring at it for a moment, 2, 3, and they turn and head back down south.
Once they're obviously out of town, Lucy's going to go down and find the others in the room that they rented.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely do that. Do you just barge in or do you knock?
She'll knock.
Yeah. All 3 of you hear a knock on your door.
I think there's a bit of a scrabble before you hear the doorknob change, and then you see Soon peeking out, gives you a little whistle, and pokes back in.
Lucy will step inside and... Really? You all couldn't wait 5 hours for me?
The face? Really? The face? I have like an entire body. The face. That's what you go for twice.
Yeah. You're welcome.
To be fair, they stumbled into things. And then he's just curled up on the ground.
Next time, I need you all to just trust me and not get in my way. I had him right where I wanted him. What did you find out? We need to leave town, by the way, and warn the shop owner across the street.
Couple of things. Nothing pertinent to our current investigation, but some personal things for myself.
Is he connected to your family or something?
A couple of names came up. He was fine. The bard, on the other hand...
You stay away from the bard.
He'll raise a hand, like...
The bard is my extended family.
Oh, interesting. Well, hopefully you can we'll be able to maintain an amicable relationship, because I should be dead still. I also found out something troubling. Exciting for me.
I don't think there's anything more troubling than Ari Marco still being alive, but what is it?
My wife is still alive.
That's dramatic.
That's where we'll leave off for today.
Awesome. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for tonight's episode of Nexus Adventures. Don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. It really helps our show grow. Anthony was played by Jen. Annelisse was played by Robin. Lucy was played by Sarah Roberts. Titus was played by RJ. Your GM tonight was Alyssa Vamp. Check out our show notes for cast info and links to the Hype Goblins affiliate sponsors. Codes provided will help further support the show as we purchase new Pathfinder content for the GM and cast. If you'd like to join us for our Patreon-only after show, visit patreon.com/The Hype Goblin. This show and others like it are made possible by the generous support of our patrons.